Welcome into our NFL Draft Player Spotlight. Locked On NFL Draft coverage is presented to you by Ultimate Football GM. If you think you can run an NFL franchise, test it out by visiting ultimate-gm.com to play the ultimate NFL GM simulation game. Start your fantasy today. Locked On Vols, Eric Kane is with us. We're talking about Jalin Hyatt today, wide receiver. He's got that deep speed, explosiveness. Obviously, the Tennessee offense was spectacular this season. Can he replicate that success he's had in college at the next level?
Well, speed never had a bad day. You can't often coach speed, and Jalin Hyatt has plenty of it. He clocked a 4.41 or 4.40 at the NFL Combine, and I don't think he was 100%, so I think he's even faster than that. So that he does have that going for him. But, knowing, sure, going up against SEC cornerbacks are the closest thing to going up against NFL cornerbacks. There's still going to be an adjustment there. Those guys are getting paid millions to lock you down, so there'll be an adjustment. But I do think so, for sure. He's got some versatility. He can line up in the slot, and I think he really blossoms out of the slot. You can put him at tandems out on the edge, or even line him up as a number one receiver out there at times. And I do think that he's gotten better at beating press man coverage off the line. So, yeah, to answer your question, I do believe that he can do that in the NFL. It won't be as easy, but I think he can take the top off and will be considered a deep threat in any offense in the National Football League.
For him, do you think going to the next level, he'll need to work a little bit on those contested kind of, obviously in the NFL, they're a lot bigger and faster as well. Just kind of physical, like out physicaling people to make those catches?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. He's a smaller guy, 6'1". Good thing for him, he came to his pro day, I believe, at 185 pounds, which was about 10 or 11 pounds heavier than what he was at the NFL Combine, which was great for him. He put on, about 15 pounds of muscle from his junior to his senior season. I think that helped him a lot, but he's still undersized and he's still, light. And so the physicality aspect of the NFL, continuing to beat those press man coverages, to take those hits when you go across the middle, all that type of stuff, that'll continue to be something for him to get adjusted to, be involved with and everything. But I think when you talk about the Tennessee offense, and we talked a little bit about it, when you think about Hendon Hooker, if you want to talk about scheme and you want to talk about system, and you want to have that conversation, Jalin Hyatt was the biggest beneficiary in that, because he is so fast and you can scheme him up to beat a one-on-one player, safety, nickelback, corner, and he just goes and makes the catch. And he did that so much in 2022. He is an underrated route runner, and he even said that in the NFL Combine, I believe. He said, I'm excited to show the league what else I can do, because I didn't show everything I could do at Tennessee, all of my skill set. He's an underrated route runner. I think he can really excel in that category, but he'll be known for his speed. He'll be known to be, trying to take the top off the defense and split a two safety high look and get around a cornerback and go downfield.
What kind of system would he work best in, if he's getting the ideal situation for him when he hits an NFL team?
I think that he could, thrive in a number of different systems or a number of different schemes. Basically anything that tries to pinpoint him and get in that one-on-one matchup. And he can also be used as a decoy over the top to where you can throw it underneath and just move the sticks and everything. So I don't know if I have an answer in terms of specific offensive schemes for the National Football League, but regardless, you get a quarterback that can get him the football, and I think that he's going to excel. And you compliment him. He's got number one wide receiver stuff in the National Football League, but it's not going to be immediate like that. I think you compliment him. He was at his best when he was on the same side of the field with a Cedric Tillman at Tennessee. He really blossomed because Cedric Tillman is an NFL wide receiver on the outside, right? And you have two NFL guys on one side. Obviously, everybody's an NFL guy at the National Football League, but a true number one target on the outside, and you put him stacking there on the slot next to him. I think that's the best formula for success and how to utilize Jalin Hyatt.
For people that haven't seen much of him, they're coming to their NFL team. Is there an NFL comp like ceiling for him that anybody would compare him to kind of picture what he would be like on their team?
That's kind of hard.
It's hard. Just like best case scenario, what would he be like?
Like Bayless Jones played the slot in 2021, and he's a completely different body type than Jalin Hyatt. So I'm not really sure. Just a fast slot. I know that's such a basic answer, and I'm sorry. Just a fast prototypical slot wide receiver that'll get past the secondary is kind kind of how I'd answer that. I go turn on the tape. Everybody by now has
Mhm.
known about the Alabama game. I mean, it's,
Yeah,
he's a legend, right, for that Alabama
you're
game.
right.
Also, go turn on the tape of the LSU game. Go turn on the tape against Kentucky when just creating those mismatches in the defensive secondary, and it's all Jalin Hyatt because of his skill set. And those are, really good SEC programs, especially LSU, and we know Alabama, and he even did it a little bit against Georgia and Keely Ringo. So just go if you're unfamiliar a little bit about Jalin Hyatt, I encourage you to go check out the games that are probably on YouTube right now and see everything that he can do, because I do think that there's a lot to his arsenal as more than just being a speedy slot guy like I'm saying right now.
We can't knock the speed, so that's always a good thing. Eric, you'll have much more on Jalen Hyatt wherever he ends up post draft coverage.
Absolutely.